Johnny Guitar Watson, KUHS, The Stream, Paul Chavis, Mr. International on Facebook and everywhere around the world. And we got him in studio. Jimmy? Jimmy?
I'm here.
Jimmy? Can you see yourself, Jimmy?
Yes, I can.
How do you like yourself, Jimmy?
Good. I'm glad you're not saying my last name because I have warrants.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Abeda, KUHS, The Stream, in studio. Funny guy. And, you know, we were talking about off the air, and I don't know if Henry put us on, but we are live KUHS in 5 different platforms around the world. And we say good morning, Denver, good morning, world. And we just don't know what each day has for us. You know,
that's right.
Jimmy just showed me a text on Paul Rodriguez, another man, comedian and actor, and has done some great things in our community. And well, he's fighting for his life, isn't he?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he is in the hospital. And I texted him and I said, "I hope you're doing good." And he said, "Well, he's not out of the woods, but he is still hanging in there." And our prayers are with you, Paul, if you can hear us.
Yes, absolutely. Paul Rodriguez, one of the memories I've got about him is that, first of all, people used to call me Paul Rodriguez because he had the, big name. And you remember that guy, Paul Chavis, Paul Rodriguez? You hear that pounding?
Yeah, what is that?
I think they're putting in new stuff in the building. Anyway, Paul Rodriguez, I remember him over on that club at Colfax. What was the name? Rumors.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Came
that.
in the Rumors of Nestor Bustos and all of that. Anyway, had a good conversation with him. Cool guy. And just watching him on TV, and I think he really just made Hispanic comedians proud. Don't
That's
you
right.
agree?
Well, actually, he's my mentor.
Is he really?
That particular night that you were talking about at Rumors, we had just did a show at Aurora campus across the street.
Oh, okay.
That same night.
Right,
and,
right.
Yeah, we went over there and had a few drinks.
Nice.
But the reason why I say he's my mentor is because in 1992, he performed at the Boulder Theater, and I had just started doing comedy. I started in 1990, but it had only been 2 years in the business, and I went to go see Paul. I waited till every person left to the very end of the night, and we walked out out of the Boulder Theater, and he got into a white limousine. But right before he got into the white limousine, he looked up at the marquee and he pointed up and he put his arm around me and he said, "Look, Jimmy, someday your name will be up there like that."
Oh, that's cool.
And I'll never forget it. And then he wrote on a little napkin, he said, his advice to me was never give up. So when I talked to him, when I texted him the other day, I told him, "Paul, you better not give up. If you want me to, I will dig that out, that autograph napkin that he told me in 1992, never
Yes.
give up."
So we're talking about Paul Rodriguez, a comedian, but the real reason, Paul, to me, he is a superstar. But he's still alive, and he's fighting for his life, and with the power of the Lord and God putting his hands on him, we just pray right now and say, "Lord, put your hands on Paul Rodriguez, Lord. We ask you to just help him get through this. It's your will, and your will be done, and whatever you decide will happen." And we say this in God's name, amen. Jimmy Abeda asked me to do this for you, so we did.
Amen.
Anyway, we've had one guy who is no longer with us again, and we're talking about Ron Allison. Ron Allison, of course, in the community, I met him like about 15 years ago, maybe a little less. I don't know if you remember this, Jimmy, but there was a tragic accident here on 88th and I-25, just here on the other side of I-25, where a lady plowed into a family of 5 and killed all of them. And a friend of mine was a manager at the car wash there in the corner, and I just felt it in my heart we had to do something and do some kind of benefit for that family, because imagine losing one person, but losing 5 of your family members at one time.
I think I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just ugly. Anyway, a good friend of mine, Chris Gray, was in touch with Ron Allison, and we were doing a benefit car wash, and we needed some entertainment, and he said, "I got my bro, it's Ron Allison, does Delphonic music, Delphonics music, and would be great." Says, "Well, ask him if he'd like to come out." He without hesitation, he came out. He performed. It was a cold, cold day too. Colorado weather the way it is.
Yeah.
It was a cold, cold day, but he warmed up the atmosphere so good. The mother of the five victims, the mother of the son of all the victims, was there, and she could not believe because I guess "Didn't I Blow Your Mind" was one of the songs that really touched her heart as she was growing up, and he grabbed her and he danced with her, and it took her away from the moment, of what reality is and what was really going on, losing five people at one time, and it really touched my heart. And since then, Ron Ellison has always been in my mind and my heart. And I appreciate people that come out and go out of their way, not ask for a penny and help people in need. But I'll tell you what, that family, that lady, will remember that for the rest of her life, even though she'll wait to have to see her family of five that she lost that one day.
Yep.
And this is why it got in my heart. I said, we got to do something for Ron. And Ron Allison, I can let you take it from there because you did some shows with him. Tell me about it.
Well, funny you should mention that. First of all, the fundraiser thing, that is probably Ron's legacy. That's probably his life story because he was always doing birthday parties, benefits, fundraisers. He was always there for the community, and that's why he was so loved because he didn't hesitate. Like you said, he wouldn't hesitate. He wouldn't even skip a beat. He'd be like, "No problem. When is it? I'll be there." And he would sign autographs and he would give away his CDs or DVDs, and they might be worth money someday, by the way, because he had some originals on there too.
Yes.
So
yes.
he didn't just, and he was an amazing talent and a perfectionist. I remember one time there was a young guy, Anthony Gallegos, I believe, Anthony Gallegos, and he was in the studio with Ron till 4 in the morning, and Ron had telephone books on his stomach, and he had him lifting his feet up off the ground, laying on his back till 4 in the morning. And I talked to Anthony. I said, "What happened? I thought you were getting voice lessons from Ron." He goes, "I can't handle it. He's too much of a perfectionist," and that's Ron's life story,
Right.
But when he finally got frustrated of trying to train people to do background vocals,
Right.
so what he did, he was a genius when it came to music, mixing music and stuff. So he would sing all the parts and he would blend them in onto his CDs.
Yeah.
He'd be like, he'd do
He would dub him in.
He would dub in all the different the alto, the soprano, the bass, whatever, vocals, and he would blend it all in, and it was all him, but it sounded like different people.
Sure.
It was crazy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Prince is was known very much for doing everything, from drums, everything. But I could see that happening with Ron Allison. He was a perfectionist, and I remember when we did that benefit for that family of five that I was telling you about. That we had microphones, but not the one that he wanted. And Chris Gray went out of his way, went down and bought him the mic that he wanted just to perform for that gig. And actually, he ended up with it. But
I love Chris. Chris is a good friend of mine as well.
Yeah. So, and the brothers saw something in him, and we did a couple of shows with him over in South Denver, and she's a couple sellout shows, as a matter of fact. And so that's kind of my story. But your last show with Ron Allison was in September, am I correct?
Yes, September of last year. It was with Miklo from Blood In, Blood Out. He was inside the building and he was signing autographs and taking pictures. And we were out in the back patio
Hmm.
on a stage. It wasn't. It was nice weather actually, and yeah, we did a little concert for the people in Pueblo, and it was awesome.
So
And
the times, and I said this before you came on, that you were really good about you're really good about producing shows where you mix musicians or DJs with your shows, and actually it's a pretty good mix. It's and I see a lot of times in different clubs how tough it is to get people's attention. We talk about
oh,
we talk about our kids. Their attention spans like 3 seconds. I think the attention span of adults is like 15 seconds because we're either on our phone or talking to each other, and it is kind of rude, um, but I think for you it's even double hard because you're coming into a music setting. It's got to be tough.
well, yeah, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. 9 times out of 10, when they're there, like I've done, I've opened up for over 75 national recording artists in over the years, and they're not there to see comedy. So whenever I host a show, I just I'll throw in a couple jokes here and there, but I won't really like get stuck on doing a whole bunch of comedy because they're not there to see comedy. They're there to see the artists, you know.
Right.
Um, but I remember when I did a show in Pueblo, I opened up for Rolls Royce and Daz Band and Midnight Star and Color Me Bad. There was a whole bunch of people on the billing, but the producer, before the show concert, he called me into his hotel room and he said, Jimmy, as long as you're on time and you say what the artist wants you to say, how they want you to be introducing them, he said it's your show. You can do whatever you want.
Nice.
As far as comedy, so he gave me the green light. So I had fun. I felt like a Latino Dave Clark because it was my show. It was
Dick
like
Clark.
Dick Clark. Yeah. So it was like my concert. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was cool. But yeah.
Yeah, it's called emceeing, and I did a lot of those too.
But speaking of one of the biggest shows, it was with Ron. It's been at least 7 years ago, but it was in. Do you remember Beto from Pueblo?
No, the name doesn't sound.
He was a
familiar.
promoter out there,
Okay.
and we had a big concert. It was Dina Howard, Midnight Star. Ooh, let's see if I can remember all the artists. It was Dina Howard, Midnight Star.
Rolls Royce.
No, not Rolls Royce, but um, anyhow, I don't know if it was Kung Function or what, but anyway, Ron was the opening act, and everybody was saying that he stole the show. There was
Really?
at least 1,500 people in attendance. It was a sold-out show in Pueblo,
Wow.
and I was the host, of course. And me and Buzz Corona, also a good friend of mine in Pueblo, radio personality out there. We co-hosted the show, and we had so much fun. But I'm not even kidding. Ron stole the show that night.
I bet he felt good about it.
Everyone told him to. He really did.
That is
And
awesome.
he just did the Delphonics tribute like he always does, and he was awesome. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. That was probably one of the best memories of us doing a big show.
Once again, we're remembering the man, the voice of Ron Allison, who came to Denver probably about 15 years ago and just stole the hearts of many people, became very involved in the community, and of course lived vicariously through the music of the Delphonics. And of course we lost him, and another victim to COVID over the weekend in Longmont, Colorado, as Jimmy just kind of gave me the insides on it. And for his family in Chicago that's watching right now, you got to be proud of your family, of your father, your brother, your cousin, whoever's watching out there.
Yes.
We're going to miss him, and I know you're going to miss him too. But just let you know that he gave Colorado his all. And,
That's right.
For him to open up a show for some major groups like, what Jimmy's talking about, It's big, and I'm sure that's one of his legends that he's taking with him. Where, you know, when you're a performer, an actor, or a comedian, or an MC, hearing the roar sound of the applause and people cheering for you, it's worth more than $1 million, I'll tell you. And when you hear that, it's, at the end of the night, hey Jimmy, you only made $15. Yeah, but you know what?
It don't matter.
It don't matter, man. They loved me.
You get goosebumps.
Right.
It's a feeling that you can't describe in words.
Right, right. And when
yeah.
you got them right here, when you got the crowd, it's a feeling that it's just like it's ecstasy.
It's like a drug, and it's
Yeah.
one of the greatest highs.
Your endorphins just kick in.
Exactly, and I wanted to share a story with you that Ron told me.
Yeah.
Because see, originally how he got involved with the Delphonics was back in the day. They used to practice at their home. They didn't have a studio.
Right.
When Delphonics first started, they practiced out of their home, and he said that one of the kids was riding a tricycle in the living room and going la 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 la
No,
la la la, yeah, and he said that one of the guys said, "What's that mean?" And the little kid said, "That means I love you."
And then the song came out.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, it's way
That's
cool.
That's how the song "La La La" means I love you came out. We'll play that in a little while.
Yeah.
That is an awesome story, man.
Yeah.
Keep talking, Jimmy. That's awesome.
Just so many memories. I can't name them all, but if all the listeners out there know that Ron was always quick to go to a birthday party or to sing happy birthday to somebody, and he did a lot of originals too. He wrote a lot of songs for people, and a lot of originals, like I said. My friend Marco Alvarado, a good friend of mine and fellow comic, I told him about what happened with Ron, and he remembered sang for his mom's memorial because she had passed away. Marco's mom had passed away, and he wrote a song and with her name in it, the song, and he said he'll never forget that as long as he lives.
Wow.
As well.
Wow. Well, we know that life has its twists and turns, and you're always about comedy, but I thought it was important to bring you in because not only you got to know him very well. You got a lot of memories about him. I mean, I knew him for a short span, and the short time that I was around Ron Allison, he definitely made a major impact in my heart and my mind. And I'll tell you one other thing, and this is not just trying to advertise anything, but this finally made me turn to realize I am taking the COVID shot. I wasn't. I was going to wait a year, but we're not playing Russian roulette here with our lives. It's important that, it may be government produced or whatever, but I mean, you're either covering up or you're shooting up. I'm talking about the vaccine.
Yeah.
And this here made me realize that I'm taking the shot. And I mean, everybody else got, and I was real adamant about doing it. But this what
Myself as
happened
well.
to Ron. What about you?
I feel the same way, and this thing that happened to Ron because of COVID has kind of given me second thoughts about holding off on the vaccine. I was hesitant because I thought, well, it's still kind of on an experimental basis. What if a year from now, this is what I was thinking before this happened. I was thinking, what if about a year from now, something starts happening, like you said, grow another finger, but even worse than that. Do you remember Pinocchio when he was bad?
Right.
And he went to the island with the other bad kids.
Right.
And they started turning into donkeys. What if something like that happened? Could you imagine that being at Walmart or something? Did you find everything you needed, sir?
Right.
What's going on?
Right.
So I don't know,
But
we don't know. I mean, on a serious part of it, We don't know, and but like you said, it's like playing Russian roulette. I mean, um, see, Ron was hesitant to go to the doctor, and he should have went,
Right.
but he did. He was scared that he wouldn't ever leave the hospital. But I mean, if he would have went, who knows? At least he had a fighting chance.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with the vaccine. At least we have a fighting chance. You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
can we shake on it that we're both going to do the shot?
Let's do it. Yes.
You got two Latinos right here, two Chicanos,
Yeah.
two brothers from a different mother that we have made a commitment today, right now.
Yes.
I was going to go to Ball Arena this morning, but I woke up late. Typical Chicano, right?
What's Ball Arena?
Ball Arena, Pepsi Center, to go get my free shot.
Okay.
But I didn't make it because I didn't wake up in time.
Well, see, the fact that it's free, you would think that because we're Latinos, we'd do anything as long as
yeah,
it's free, right?
free. Have you ever seen that video where they put 5 rocks there and you color them and they say free? People would actually come and get them and take them because they're free.
Oh.
You know, it's just we're just
maybe that's where the pet rock came from.
Exactly.
I like to be the guy who invented that. Could you imagine how rich he got?
And you go online,
just a rock.
You go online and you say petrock.com. Get yours today.
Yeah.
You know, we can't give it to you free, but we'll sell it to you for $1. And then
right.
God, that's crazy. I'm not a comedian. Jimmy is a comedian. Jimmy, tell me what you've been up to lately since you're here. Let's talk about a little about you.
For those of you who don't know, I've done 2 world tours entertaining troops. I did a TV special with George Lopez, and I'm the only Latino comedian in Colorado that's been on BET's Comic View. I was also on MTV. But yeah, I travel all over. I've been all over the world. I've been to Korea, Japan, Hawaii.
They let you in those places?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go to shot if you
The
want to go to
craziest
those
thing that
places.
happened in Korea was went to the open market, and this lady was skinning an animal. I don't know if it was a rabbit or I don't know what kind of animal it was.
Don't say dog or cat because they'll turn us off.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying. I went to take a picture because that was back in the day when we had cameras, you know.
Right.
So I went to take a picture, and she started cussing at me in Korean and threw like a dishcloth at me.
Really?
In Spanish we call it tropajo, but it was a washcloth, and she threw it so hard that it knocked the camera out of my hand.
She was that good, huh?
Yeah, and she was cussing at me in Korean. And I told her husband, I said, I know why she did that. You guys are like the Native Americans. You think that if we take your picture, we're going to steal your spirit, huh?
Right.
And he said, no. She have a warrant.
That's funny. That is funny. So Jimmy, what are your future plans? What you got going, man?
I've been traveling a lot, and now that things are starting to pick up.
Open up, yeah.
Yeah, we got I'm going to be doing a show with another legend in comedy, of course, Colorado legend in comedy, Chris Crazy Legs Fonseca.
Yes.
We're going to be doing a show in Colorado Springs at Looney's Comedy Club for Cinco de Mayo. It's on a Wednesday, but come on out if you guys are in the area or.
Where is that at?
It's in Colorado Springs,
Nice.
Colorado, and myself and Ron Ferguson, another good friend of mine.
That's what I like about you. You like to promote local comics, and that is awesome of you. I had an opportunity to see national comic, and to me, right now, I still believe he's one of the hottest comedians going around right now. Is Felipe Esparza.
Oh, I love Felipe.
He is awesome.
I might be doing a show with him in June or July. I talked to a promoter that I've done shows with before. He does the Latin Comedy Jam. Well, he did, and he said he's going to pick it up again. I put a bug in his ear, and he said he might be willing to bring Felipe to Denver. Because,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know, and I saw him just as he had come off the last comic standing. You know, he won that.
Yeah,
I
he
think
won.
it was on ABC or NBC. I'm not sure.
He was the first Latino comic to ever win. Yep.
And I dug into him. You know, had the chance to. You know, wife had to meet him, and it's just so cool, down to earth, and
he's cool,
hilarious, man.
Oh, I love him.
He is hilarious, but you know, we got to keep Paul Rodriguez. You know that a lot of people have called me Paul Rodriguez. Why, I don't know. I guess because I'm Paul Chavez. But anyway, here in Denver, oh, you're Paul Rodriguez. No, nowhere near. That's a man right there. That's that guy. You know, making movies and everything. And I still remember the one where he was praying to the Virgin Mary. Remember, somebody was talking to him through the phone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was a Cheech and Chong movie. I think he was in.
Born in East LA.
Yes, and he
So every time Cheech would call to try to prove that he was from America or whatever, Paul wouldn't answer the phone because his cousin, because he was portraying his cousin from Mexico,
right,
and he didn't speak any English, and he didn't know what the phone was ringing for, and every
right.
time
He thought the Virgin Mary was talking.
No,
to
it
him.
was a picture of Jesus, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a picture of Jesus.
But anyway, nevertheless, Paul Rodriguez has come out in so many different movies, and he is fighting for his life right now. And we just send our prayers to him, man. He's just, you know, all these people, we just don't need it. It's a heart condition for him. It's not COVID, but we wish him the best, man.
Yes.
And to you too, my brother, man, stay healthy. Let me know when you get your shot. I'll let you know when I get mine. And after we get our second one, we'll hook up and have a couple. What do you think?
Yes, it's a deal. I could do 1,000 push-ups.
Can you?
It takes me a week, but I could do them. So I'm in pretty good health.
Are you?
I went and got a checkup not too long ago because everybody kept bugging me. When I turned 60, they said, yeah, you should get checked. You should get checked, you know. So I did. I got tired of listening to my friends and family, so I did. And scared the heck out of me because my doctor called me back, and one day he says, yeah, Jimmy, your blood work came back, and I talked to Lydia, and it scared the hell out of me, Paul, because I thought he said I caught chlamydia.
Oh,
I didn't know Lydia was his receptionist.
Oh, right. Yeah, that could be kind of,
he said that I was healthy as a 50-year-old.
Wow.
And so I'm glad that everything turned out okay. So
that's good,
knock on
man.
wood, I hope it stays that way.
Yes. Well, you know, when they say cover up, you got to do a double one, the one in the mouth and one down there. But that's another story. I'm always feeding Jimmy jokes, but he just doesn't play them. I don't know why he doesn't do them. I was telling him the one about New Mexico in Las Vegas. You know, that's where I'm from. I told him about the big tornado that happened over there. It did $1 million worth of improvements because it's kind of deplorable over there and all that. And I think he forgot.
No, that's a funny premise.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah,
the $1 million worth of improvements.
$1 million.
And then the you've heard of the one about the New Mexico lottery? You get $1 million, $1 a year for a million years.
Yes.
He'll use my joke once in a while.
Getting back to the mask thing.
Go ahead.
I thought it was ironic that you have to wear a mask to rob a bank, but who'd ever thought to make a deposit?
Right. It's just too easy. I've seen people steal cars with masks, and it's literally happened to me. So I know.
And you know why? A lot of the. Hold on 1 second. I thought I turned off my ringer.
He's really a busy guy, Jimmy.
I thought I turned off my ringer. I don't know.
Just hit it on the side or something.
Okay.
I got to show Jimmy how to do things.
Okay.
Anyway, once again, Jimmy Abeda in studio. We're talking about Ron Allison. Living vicariously through the group, the Delphonics, and he's got his own stuff. Get a chance to go and just check out the Facebook. Hasn't really posted a lot of stuff recently, but near and dear to my heart, Ron Allison. We hope the Lord receives you with open arms, and thank you for everything you did for people here in Colorado, the musicians, the comedians, most of all the people that you made happy. We thank you, and thank you to your family for sharing your father, your uncle, your cousin, your brother in Chicago. Thank you so much for sharing them with us here in Colorado. He was one special man.
That's right.
Thank you, Jimmy, for stopping by. I know Ron would have liked us to have a few giggles, and we did. We thank you for tuning in on Facebook, 5 different platforms around the world. We're KUHS, the #1 streaming station in the country. We thank you so much for being locked in. The show, the Nooner, continues on KUHS. If you want to come to this, Jimmy Abeda, the phone man. Thank you so much, brother. Give him the name of that show you're doing again here, so in Cinco de Mayo.
It's at Looney's Comedy Club in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and it's for Cinco de Mayo, 7 p.m. Get your tickets online. Go to loonies.com, or you can look up on Chris Fonseca, his website as well.
And what about yours? How do they get a hold of you? Except bill collectors, but you know.
I'm on Facebook under Jimmy Abeda, or you can call me at 720-366-4369.
Wow, he gives out his phone number in
Yeah.
public. Wow. You must have really got those warrants taken care of.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks, Jimmy Abeda, once again, and we're doing the shot. Juntos, okay?
That's right.
Thank you so much for listening.
Not a shot of tequila.
No, well, we'll do that after the
Oh,
shots.
okay.
Okay, so that's good. Thank you once again for watching on Facebook. You can go on to and watch the rest of our show, or listen to the show on KUHSdenver.com, the stream.
I thought I turned my